How's everybody doing? Okay, so I wasn't actually going to wear this, and then I put it on and totally messed up my hair, so I'm stuck with it. Okay, so I want to do like an on-the-fly kind of Bible study, like just really quick. It's Sunday, and I thought, I was reading the Bible, and I was like, you know what? I want to share this. So, first, I'm going to show you a map of Visalia. So this is a map of Visalia, and it's really awesome because who makes the map? Rockwell. Like Rockwall, get it? Rockwell, which is Rockefeller. Divine, compass, the diamond. Okay? So, and it's actually, this is the entire Stargate site. You cannot see it. It's completely covered. My house, so the river runs here. My house is like right here. So you can't even see, my house isn't even on it. The high schools aren't even on it. Like the whole school. So, come on, you guys. Like, really? Not even the high schools? Not even the, but the elementary school, which is on the corner, right? It's wild. It's right here. And it's not on there. So, that's the high school that I went to. So, do you see the cube? And the street, Pearl. I want you to remember. I'm going to read the names of the streets, too, so I want you to remember them. Pearl, Granite, which is quartz, crystal, Strawberry, which is like the forbidden fruit, which is like the apple. If you watch Katy Perry Wide Awake, she shows you the strawberry, and they make a point to show you that tattoo of Jesus on her wrist, so it's important. Grove, which is another reference to orchards and groves. Pine, it's another important thing. I'll get into it in another episode because we're not done researching it yet. So pine, and then what else? Oh, garden, church. I'm just going around it. Bridge, court, locust. It's pretty much all biblical names. Oh, and then of course the whole place is Lincoln Oval, and Lincoln Oval is right here. So this tiny little oval right here, and that is actually, I mean, pretty much the worst place in town. Everybody knows that around here. Oh, and Grape. I almost forgot Grape. Grape Street is right here. And these, you'll notice these large cities, because there are 9 circles. This is all like the Lord of the Rings. So there's like 9 circles. This is the 9th one right here. Okay, so what else do we have? Oh, just for fun, I've been mapping out the sacrifice deaths, and they definitely are starting to make that lotus flower design. That's Aleister Crowley. And then here's the divine compass. It's that diamond, Rockefeller diamond shape. Okay, moving on. Okay, so I was actually looking for the part in Revelations where God says, and there will be no night there, for I will be a light that shines for them. Which, because I've always had like a real sense that God is like this light source, and I think people are freaked out about losing this body and then going back to this life source, because I think they're afraid of what they'll miss, or like from this body, this flesh experience. And this is a theory of mine from like a child. And I always figured like going to heaven would be going into this light, and you know, and leaving the mammon material. So I was looking for that because it's pretty much everywhere that the 13th sun is this, you know, solar Jesus coming back. Yes, but there, along with that also are these souls incarnate. So it's like all true. You have these people fighting saying it's a solar event. You have these people fighting saying no, there's like this incarnate team, you know, Grail line, or there's this like alien or entities, or like has avatars, or like whatever. But really, it's all very true. So I was reading this, and I was reading it out of New International Version, the Living Insights Study Bible. This one, because I just read a whole bunch, but I have Bibles scattered everywhere. Okay, but I'm going to read it from this 100-year-old Bible. It's International Reference, self-pronouncing. I used to have a really awesome King James Bible that had like unicorns, and you'd even have the phrase in there where Jesus says, it matters not what day you celebrate the Sabbath, that you do and that you keep it holy. And I have not been able to find that in any other Bible since. Okay, so okay, this is what I started to read, because I know that this site by my house is like an Ark of the Covenant site, And the Ark of the Covenant, I'm looking for my Bible, which one? I have a one that has all the different pictures of the Ark of the Covenant device, and it shows like, the tabernacle of God and the lamp, the oil stand, the lampstand, all this different stuff, how to set it up, how do we make the curtains for it, what kind of robe to make. It's this blue satin cape, which is crazy because I had a vision of this blue satin cape before I learned all this stuff. And then Katy Perry started this a satin cape, and she's wearing the blue jacket, and then Lady Gaga's wearing this blue cape. Just like, whoa, it's crazy. But and it describes even like the edge is supposed to be gold bells and pomegranates. And if you go into the tabernacle of God and God's presence, that as long as you're wearing this blessed garments, sacred garments, that you'll be safe within His presence, because obviously, like, the angels have to hide themselves and stuff like that. And it's something to do with radioactivity, right? Radiant energy, radiant. So I'm just going to read, basically, talks about having the glory of God. Her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the 12 gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Israel. And it's this Bible is very deliberate in showing you this is Isis Ra Elohim. So on the east, 3 gates, on the north, 3 gates, on the south, 3 gates, on the west, 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth foursquare, and the length is as large as the breadth, breadth, and he, my dog, and he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold. This is heaven. This is heaven on earth. Like unto clear glass. So, and I'm going to keep reading. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth an emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, and the 10th a chrysparasus, the 11th a jacinth, the 12th an amethyst. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls, and every several gate was of one pearl. Every gate is of one pearl. And what is a pearl? Like a biosphere. Okay, like a dome within a dome. Okay. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of one pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. And I saw no temple therein, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. Okay, so this is like literally the avatar individual of Jesus and Mary, the Holy Spirit, and the mother. It's all part of this equation. You have to, I always say, check out Macalesi. Read Macalesi as a Trinity. Oh my gosh, you'll be able to understand so much different stuff once you learn, like, the basics of the occult knowledge. So, and it just goes on about the gates, all these different gates. So you have to understand that every time the Bible is talking about these gates, it's actually talking about these stargates in which you can get out of this dimension that we're in. And actually, people think this shift is going to be like, where they merge like together, but it's not. Some people are going to be offered to enter into these cities, and it says the only ones that enter into the city are those who had their name didn't take the mark. It says, and there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever or whosoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. I mean, this is like not a lot of people, sorry to say. But it's interesting that there will be no sun, no moon. You know, it's different. The glory of God is the light, and that's that that divine source that was left in the planet of the Creator, that the Creator God's used to create this in for Him. So for, you know, not God, but like not even like the Most High, bigger than that, you know. So the One, people refer to Him as the One. But in any case, the prime creator. I think that's a really good term, prime creator. But in any case, what case is this? That would be Noah's Ark. So going back to the Ark of the Covenant site and its pearl locations, basically the same thing that happened when the flood happened. Our planet got baptized by water, and it's about to get baptized by fire. But it shows in here that these chosen ones won't be touched by the fire. You know, that there are these other 12 that go out to choose specific people to be under their protection. That's the 144,000. But there are ones above the, like, people are like, oh God, so it's so prestigious. Like, don't even, like people are like, I don't want to think I'm one of the 144,000. Like, how could I even think that? Well, if you're even thinking that, then you might be, you know. But there's even more than 144,000. You have to understand, Aleister Crowley did something and it didn't go right, and so there was like a time traveling event that took place where certain people came back in through time in 1973, and then there was an entire wave of these Indigo Grail Line angels sent down. And I've even read in some books and different occult knowledge that it's like over 500,000. So people say, oh, it's 144,000, yada, yada, yada. Yes, the 140,000 with the numerology is going to be everywhere, okay, because it's very consistent no matter what happens, you know, throughout these cycles. That has always been something that is it's a solar manifestation, you could say. So this other portion, yes, there are more, but they're not going to show up in the numerology as far as the biblical stuff is concerned. So so that was interesting. I also found in the Book of Mormon that it says there comes a 13th light that shines brighter than the rest. And so I thought that was very interesting. And then so back to Noah's Ark and the Ark of the Covenant, because that's this site. It's the same site from Noah's time, but this is for the baptism of fire. So the same device that they used during Noah's Ark. I mean, we need to use Noah's Ark for this next baptism of fire, because what it is it's an electrical ark. It's like a portal. It's called the Ark of the Shield, the Ark of the Covenant, the Ark of the Fleece, the Ark of the Cloak of Invisibility. And it has codes. I have some code readings on my site. It's got codes. There's ways to operate it. You use people to operate it. Indigo Grail Line people, or certain Mahi Grail Line, French, Israelite, a lot of really like Hispanic people, like that have had a Spanish bloodline in them. But basically, the site is what this is, like a city that's shielded, and it's like a clear shield that covers it. It is easier for a camel to make it into the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter into the gates of heaven. Okay, now there's all kinds of like, oh, well, that means because like they used to have these eyes at cities, and people used to go through them. And you see the old movies where they're passing through this eye that goes like that. They pass that. Okay, that eye that they're showing you is a metaphorical eye for the eye of the Stargate. Okay, for instance, if you go to the Stargate show, what do they call when they take their spaceships through the Stargates into the other, when they attack other worlds, they just shoot straight through, and the ships go through the Stargate? They call it threading the needle. You have to make all these connections. They call it threading the needle, okay? Because these gates go to different cities, and we've been blocked off. We're grounded. We've been grounded. Busted. Not nice. So, because humanity had to evolve, we have been corrupted. We need a cleansing before we can be allowed to leave again, you know? And there will be these heavens on earth. That's why you see people like Katy Perry say on Killer Queen. She knows. They know. It's a fly. My door's open. My dog's coming in and out. She knows. Beyonce, Lady Gaga, all these people in the media and these famous people, they most definitely know what's going on. And kings and queens, emperors, empresses, gods and goddesses, whatever you want to call them, they've been chosen. They've been astrally initiated. So they know what's going on because they've had these experiences astrally where they've been initiated and crowned and given a staff and all these different things. So I'm going to keep moving on and grab these two books, the ones I grew up. This is crazy dog. It makes this crazy sound next door. Okay, Seven Bells of God's Wrath, The Lamb and the 144,000. So, and people think like this is an event that like is only gonna, this event has already happened. That's one of the things I wanted to get through to people is like the mark of the beast. Everything's already happened. The Templar Axion seal was done already. But the thing is like because there's time traveling, you kind of don't understand it because some of the things that are here right now were left from the future and not necessarily the past, if that makes sense. I mean, because our time is very linear here, but like there's the Stargate portals that can jump in and out of time. All they have to do is wait for certain periods of our stellar cycles to use them. So it's like highways of time. You have to take certain highways to get certain places during certain times and take certain routes and stuff like that. It's just like that. So Noah's Ark is going to be the same thing as Joan of Arc. It's all the same ark, the archangels. The gatekeepers are tethered to archangels. And I'll do another video about that and about myself. That is something, but I'm going to have to move because my other Bible is not here. I don't know. I was here reading it and now it's, oh no, here it is. Yay. Okay, sorry. I thought it was here. See, they look alike, so I thought it was here. Okay. We're just going to go to the very beginning because I got this church when I got when I got baptized at my church, I got this Bible. It's actually the third time I got baptized. And once I got baptized in the ocean, and they snapped a picture, and there's these gigantic angel wings. Tell me if they took that picture. They hate me. Okay. So just really quickly, I want to do, no, I don't know where my pen is. Let's see. I brought it in. Okay, the planet NIBIRU. Okay, NIBIRI. Whatever, NIBIRU. Sorry. NIBIRU. So we know that like part of, and I want to type this all into Noah's Ark. I forgot my wedding. Take a shower. I forgot to put it on. Whoops. Okay, so we know that Noah's Ark. That there's this dove, right? We know about this dove. This dove is everywhere, and you often see the dove associated with Metatron's cube, or Metatron. And I just want to show you. I'm gonna keep going back. This is gonna cut me off. So I apologize if it cuts me off. I'll try to just do another one. Metatron's cube, Michael's cube. Well, Metatron's like a position. So Metatron's cube, and there's this dove associated with it, and the dove is what's called a Mazda, and the dove is a pin in the Earth shield system. It's called the Vecca shield. So they could put codes, and that's what happened. Someone came and hacked our Earth shield at one point. Okay, and the thing is, when they move the Earth, they change something or they release or do something, then they pull this dove, it's shaped like a dove, so a dove came out of the sky. They pull this dove pin, and then they shift the Earth, they do what they're going to do, they put a new code in, and then the dove goes back, and it holds the pin in place. That's why they have this thing with Jesus and this dove, because what they did was while he was here, his love frequency, and they actually encoded something into that shield. You know, Christ actually put something into that shield to set us up for this ascension wave. Or this quickening, awakening, so that we would remember who we are and claim Earth as our own. And that is why the dove shows up in Noah's Ark. There's this bird. What else? The dove shows up. Darn, there's another story that was like an ancient story that was a dove, but it doesn't matter. So part of that is like the moving of the earth. So when Noah's Ark happened, they say what the rainbow was given to us. God's promise that he would never let that happen, that he would never do that again. But the rainbow was given to us. But if you think of it differently, like let's just think about it like intentions taken out, the rainbow went into place. Like a color spectrum went in. You have to think like Florence and the Machine. We were light and paper thin, no colors on our skin till we let the spectrum in. So we let this thing happen, okay? And you know, color was brought in. The colors were like separated, whereas everything was really blended together before. People were like multicolors. They separated the colors and put us all into this form, I guess you could say, with our eyes. And when they did this, it changed the axis of the earth. You know, that's that shift that everybody talks about. It changed the axis of the earth. And so everything in these occult knowledge is always shifted. It's always twisted. Like the cross is really an X, but they move it. And then, or vice versa, you know, and then, or they do like the six-pointed star, but it's tilted, and it's usually tilted like somehow it equals 33 or different things like that. But what's very interesting is that if you took the name of the planet NIBIRU and changed the slash to going this way and made it go this way, you would get HIBIRU. HIBIRU. So, I mean, the planet NIBIRU and the NIBIRUites are here. And that kind of is telling you that the Hebrews are related to this planet NIBIRU. So they actually do most likely have this angelic seed. Angelic essence, divine beings that are like trapped, and the Tiamat got put to sleep. And I'll go a different one on Tiamat, but and then the book of Job, right there. I'm gonna read it. The sufferings of a noble Babylonian, somewhat reminiscent to Job. So that's like a jacked up story, and people will constantly use that story to attack God, but you must know that the book of Job is written about a Babylonian man. That is not a story written about Job, but they call it that. You gotta understand, ask yourself why. And once again, attack on Jupiter, Job, Jehovah, Thor, Thor's day, goes, okay? So that is this, you just gotta consider it, because why would they tell a story like that? And then why does nobody knows that the story of Job isn't even about Job? It's about some other Babylonian man, a noble Babylonian man. Well, I'm happy for that man, but why would they do that? So we've got Akhenaten right here. Akkadian. Aten, hymn to Aten. A hymn to Aten. And that is an Egyptian poem praising the sun. Psalms 104. Psalms 104, a hymn to Aten, an Egyptian poem praising the sun. So when people are like saying, well, it says in the Bible this, and it says in the Bible that, who said it, when did they say it, why did they say it, you know? Because people are going back to this stuff and then using this for different things, and they're not even knowing what this exactly is. And like Exodus. People come at you with Exodus. They're like, oh, it says Exodus, Deuteronomy, this, that. And it's like, well, wait a damn minute here. Laws of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. What the hell does that mean anyways? Whose laws are you giving me? I don't even want those laws. Some Assyrian Empire? No thanks. So, really strange, you know. Check this out. Levi 27, Joshua and Samuel. Karaim, a thing devoted, 1200 BC. Hittite text that records things devoted to a god for destruction. Just saying. I'm just saying. Exodus, Levite, Deuteronomy, Ezra, and I don't know what that is. Nehemiah, I forget. Okay, here we go. A Hittite, Akkadian, and Egyptian text related to discovering the gods' will. And it's the gods' will. Like the gods' as in plural gods'. So you have to understand that, you know, like Christ came to like attach us with all this different crazy stuff, and then these people came in and like hijacked the movement and separated us from everything so that we would not be able to access everything, that it would be like, oh, the system will almost be like overloaded, that we would all be giving our power to one thing, and it just unbalances things. It unbalances things. So, and it's not what, you know, Jesus wanted. And I don't think I went through any other, my husband went through and did these. So you have to think of like when people spout to you over the Bible and they just spout Bible and you're like, yeah, that's in the Bible, but like who is saying that? Oh, the Assyrian king. Well, fuck him, you know? So that's how I feel about it. And this dome device will come down. It's called the Judgment Day device. Check it out. William Henry talks about it, and it's called the Judgment Day device. and it's very real. And if it wasn't real, they wouldn't have a site set up here. I mean, this is a real site that's set up, you know, by my house. It has the Stargate symbol, I mean, like, right on it. I don't know if I have, I didn't bring all that stuff, but it has the Stargate symbol directly on it, okay? So it's not something I'm making up. It's not, like, fake. So, and this is ran by this city, which is also ran by an Aleister Crowley occult, which I'll go into another time. We even have an elementary school named after Crowley here, so how beautiful, right? So that's it. I wanted to do just a quick Bible study and go over a little bit of the Bible. You know, I think that people are really stuck on, like, you know, physical bodies and stuff like that. And there's also the curse of the mammon, which I want to talk about because I mentioned mammon several times. Well, you know what? I'll do a different video. We're at like 25 minutes. So, interesting. Just a few facts about the Bible. Just consider it. You should read it. I said, like, one time, this is the most satanic book ever, like, but, you know, it is, and it isn't. So, but you should definitely read it. You have to read it. In the Book of Mormon, you have to read everything. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Essene Gospels of Peace, the Dead Sea Scrolls. I mean, you just read everything. And you know, follow your heart. Follow what you know is right. And, you know, sometimes you have to just really dig your heels in and what you know to be true. Like, I had so many supernatural experiences in my life that I was able to dig my heels in and go into this with research with, like, super crazy experiences that I could really hold on to say these things are real no matter what, you know, and these things did happen to me. And actually, the more I learned, the more things were explained. And the Bible is really scientific, but they've taken the science out and put in mystery. And so it keeps people hooked, and it's very toxic because it creates, it binds your soul, it creates unfaithfulness, or, you know, like unbelief and different things like that. So that's purposely done. So thanks for hanging in there, and until next time, hopefully I'll get those other videos done too. And please comment. Thanks.